Often, when you think you're at the end of something, you're actually at the beginning of something else. Today I'm at Makele Youth Center, and you're going to see how waste has been changed into beauty. With me is Patricia Makele, the founder of this organization, and she's actually 17 years old. Please, Makele, tell us more about Makele Youth Center.
So first of all, I want to thank Hope TV for taking your time. You've come to visit us at Makele Center. This is where all the magic happens.
Yeah.
At Makele, what we mainly do is we turn waste into beauty. Our major aim is to develop an entrepreneurship culture among the youth through recycling economic activities that not only help in conserving the environment, but also help solve some social challenges such as theft.
Let's get in and get more information about what really happens in Makele Youth Center.
The history began in the year 2019. I was 16 years old then, and it was around the month of April. There were so many deaths happening in the country. You'd find the mother has murdered the kids, or the father has just killed the wife, and there was too much of that. And at some point I got to notice all this happened because people didn't love each other anymore as human beings. So that actually affected me at some point. I felt kind of affected by that, and during that same period I was trying to find out how I can help the society to bring a togetherness once again, because the deaths were too much. Trying different processes, different methods, maybe with bangles. You couldn't just give everyone. If you give a flyer, some people won't even read it. So after trying and doing so much, I decided to come up with the flower. So the flower, you're mainly given during graduation, or flowers you're given during Valentine's, and sometimes you're also given in the hospital, So I was like, then flowers are very valued. So using that, I decided to come up with a strategy on how I'll make a flower, and that flower, once anyone sees it, it will have a message or a meaning behind it. It won't just be any flower given for any occasion. And that's through trial and error method. After trying so many times, I was able to come up with the Makele flower, but it wasn't as perfect as it is now. So I decided to share the idea with my parents, and they were very supportive, and they helped me in modifying the flower and making it really pretty and better.
All the things that she wants to become in life, they are all about a positive impact, helping people and changing people. So one day when she came home for half term, that was last year around April, she's in school, so she had come home for her half term holidays. She told me, when I go back to school, Mom, I would like to take some flowers to my friends. I asked her why, and she told me she had 4 friends that had remained in school. They were not able to go home for half term, so she would want to carry something for them. So I said, okay, for me, okay, so will you be allowed to take flowers to school so we can just get, what flowers, rose flowers, or what is it? Then she said, no, I want something that I will make myself out of recycled materials, because the message I'm passing out here is that there is need for love in the society. It's not something easy, but if we can work on love, every home will be different. The society will be different. If each one of us would just make a change, like for me, for example, if I can just show some love to these 4 girls who are in school, and somebody else does that, and another person does another thing, then we would have a very different society today.
We opened the center on September 14th, 2020. That's this year. A couple of months ago. We had a few youth already. So with the youth that we had, we began training them. We have a curriculum which we follow. So we trained them into making some of the products. Some of them even had ideas on how to make other things out of waste paper, because everything was just based on waste, and that's where we came with our motto for turning waste into beauty. We take the ages between 18 to 25, simply because you see someone like me, I'm 17 years old and schools are about to be opened again. So we want to have an age where even if schools are opened, the project will still be able to continue and it won't come to stand hold because of that.
We majorly focus on enhancing the 3 R's. The 3 R's are reducing, reusing, and recycling. Let me talk about recycling for a hot minute. In recycling, we majorly collect waste papers. It may be in form of books, magazines, newspapers. We collect them, and sometimes we either give out a drop box. This is a drop box. We give them to institutions such as schools, where they can be able to place their waste papers inside them. And once they're full, we're able to collect them. Or if not, like recently we had started forming clusters. One of them is a football team. So we mainly give them sacks, and they go and they help in collecting the papers from their homes or around the environment, and we're able to pick them up. Once they're picked, they're mainly weighed so that you can know how much tons or kgs they have collected, and we note them down. So you take the hook and you dunga or you pierce it through the sack, and you're able to place it in the weighing machine like so. And once you've done that, the weighing machine is able to capture the measurements. Like right now it's reading 5.7 kg. So that's how we are able to take the measurements, and we're able to note them down from whoever has given us the waste papers. Once we've gotten the weight, we take them to the factory. So once they're taken at the factory, we're able to sell them the waste, and they give us at 10 bob per kg. So depending on the amount of weight or the kilograms or the tons that we've been given, we're able to note them down, and we're able to take measures on how much we're supposed to pay whoever has given us the waste papers. And once that is done, we're able to pay them at 6 bob per kg, and we take the 4 bob. The 4 bob that we gain, we're able to tackle some of the needs that we have, such as buying other waste materials that we need at the center. These are some of the materials we also get. Like recently we've been getting so many challenges. Like one company had given us these wood cables that are normally used for tying cables. So they want us to make something out of this so that they can be able to be supplying us with more of these.
The difference between success and failure is a great team. A successful leader is one who can spur his or her team members to work well together towards a common vision and goal.
Let me introduce you, meet my team. So here we have Marion. She's making a signage from the waste materials that you can see have filled around this whole area.
Before you make a mat, first mix colors that are either white or black for decoration, and then burn the end for insertion purposes in the wire mesh.
And this marks the result of my mat.
I'm Jackson Msau from Makele Center. This is the part where we make the flowers. For a flower to look beautiful, we just use different waste materials for them to make. So I want to show you we just compress them to make a bud. You just take the rope and you smear it with the glue. You just smear it with the glue, and this way you just smear it throughout. So after smear it, you just fix it to our machine here. You just fix it here. Then after that, you close it. After closing, you just you roll it this way so that you just compress it. After rolling it, you just make sure it's tight so that it just be compressed tightly. You wait for some seconds for it to be together. Then after that, you open the machine. Be careful on removing it. And here comes the bud of the flower. So after that, you just carefully just remove it. And here is the product.
What motivated me to make this flower is because most people use real flowers that are grown, but us at Makele Youth Center, we've decided to use waste products. Waste products is because we want something unique, something that most people will find it more attractive. Yeah, it ranges between 2,000 to 2,500. Yeah, that's the actual price we sell it for.
When I joined Mwakele, I saw what she was doing, and it inspired me to want to help the environment. And I realized instead of throwing away all these papers, we could actually make them into meaningful things by just recycling them without burning them, which adds more carbon footprint to the world. So it inspired me to want to make the world a better place for other generations to come. Mostly I deal with the mats. So here we have a regular mat, and we have a wall mat here. So these mats are very much like the signage. It's just that they use a different type of material. This is exactly paper. So like a good sample is this. So it looks like this, but this is what we use to make this. So how we do it is you take the paper, and then you fold it into two. Fold it in the middle, and then you fold it into two, like this. And then you can, if you can look closely at this thing, there's a foundation. There's a foundation here. Around here, there's a foundation. So like this foundation has holes inside them where you place this. So you just place them, you just fit them inside. Like I'll show you. Yeah, just like that. And then so you keep doing that, and eventually you fill the whole area. But now you have to be very, very careful, because you have to take the right measurements to know where you're putting everything, especially the colors. Like you see here, we have diversified the colors. There's black, there's blue, there's so much white, there's green, there's orange. So you have to be specific on the number of holes you're going to be using for each designated color. Especially the dark ones, you prefer if you intensify them so that they are much more to show the whole thing. Yeah. And this one is now a wall mat, but underneath it has a cardboard, because this one you're going to stick it on the wall. So yeah, but it's still made the same way, and all of this is just paper. And I enjoy what I do because it keeps me busy, and it's actually fun having people my age doing the same thing. We have so many stories together, and we do so much.
I'm Sonia from Makele Youth Center. As you can see, I'm making table mats from waste plastic materials. In a day, we take like 20 minutes per hour to make 10 of them. And this really motivates us to keep us busy, and it helps us develop our skills through many ways, and even save time to do important things.
Kitu inanipea motisha mimi kuja hapa ni huwa naamka mapema na kuja hapa kutengeneza hizi vitu badala ya kukaa nyumbani na mabeshte. Mchana wote tunafanya kitu hakuna kwa mtaa. So nakuja na kukaa na wenye wananielekeza vizuri kutengeneza vitu kama hizi meza. Hiyo ndio kwa siku najifunza kitu kama hiyo.
I would advise my fellow youth, particularly at this time, it's very important to get focused on what you're doing as early as possible, because it's when you get focused earlier, it becomes easier for you to follow and know the path that you're supposed to take as the time goes by, because it's really not an easy thing, and the earlier you start, the better for you.
At the end of the day, what matters is the end product. These are some of the final products that this team has crafted.
That's a wall mat, and this also. The wall mat goes for around 1,500, unless you want a specific design or a specific size. This is an organization box. It's mainly helpful to maybe kids in university, the youth. What they do is, most of them, they stay in bed sitters. So this helps in organizing their house, and they can also even eat from it if they have a mat on top, as you can see. So the organization box, if you want one with wheels, it's 5,000. If you want one without, it's 3,000. So this is a dining table. It depends. It's not like how we always make it. You can have your own design. Maybe you want a specific type of dining table. It's just made from the cardboard that you've seen we've used as the wall for our workshop. So yeah, if you want a specific design or if you want a specific wallpaper, you're going to make it as how you want it. So that's a dining table. Or if you want maybe one with eight seats, same thing. These are the table mats that you saw one of the youth making from behind there. We also make them from the same process. This goes for around 100, one of them. These are mostly snack holders. So it's still made from the same cardboard, but only they have to clean it up so that you can be able to put your food inside. Maybe if you want to put popcorns or crepes, it goes for the same 100 shillings. Yeah. So that's that. Then we have books. Some of the books that we make are waste papers. This is a study table. A study table also with the same thing as the dining table. You can have your own design if you want, or if you want, you can wrap it in however way you want it. There are some drawers at the back. You can put your books or your pens or whatever it is that you want to store on your dining table. Your study table, and it goes for 15,000. So that's a corner flower. Mainly it's just for decoration. This goes for 8,000 because they also come with lights. And we also make kiondos. The kiondos, we make them from these materials that you're seeing at the back here. They're able to shona them until they become a carrier bag. A kiondo. A kiondo goes for 1,200. But the carrier bag is cheaper, it goes for 1,000 bob. What keeps me going is the support I get from the people around me concerning the project. I get, it's encouraging because I didn't expect that there are a good number of people who would be interested in knowing about the project and catering for its foot forward. I didn't expect that by the age of 17. So it's really humbling. And also whenever a positive change happens to a youth or someone else like the ones we're empowering here, it really keeps me going to be able, I really feel like I want to touch more youth and help them as well.
Looking at the end goal in that many people and many youth, their lives will be changed, they'll be transformed, and with that, Kenya will be impacted positively. So as I speak to my fellow parents, the book of Psalms, chapter 127 and verse 1 says that children are a heritage. They are an inheritance. You as a parent, if you give someone a heritage or if you give someone an inheritance, what do you expect of them? What would you want of them? Of course, if I gave someone a good inheritance that I had worked so hard, I would expect them to be responsible. I would expect them to nurture them, to grow that investment so that the legacy of the family or the business can continue. So I want us as parents to look at children in the same way. They are an inheritance, a heritage that we have been given by God. What are you as a parent doing to motivate them, to encourage them, and to help them to live their purpose?
To all those teens outside there, personally, I'll give you an experience. This age of ours, We are in a time where anything can get to us, especially through social media. So it's best to keep yourself busy, because if you don't, it's better safe than sorry. So I'd urge you to join us or find something that can help you stay away from bad things. Like this, for example, us, we've been able to do so much. You can also do the same. So I'd also like to urge you, whether you're a youth, an old person, or a baby, don't throw away things, littering them. You can keep them, and we can come take them from you, and maybe we can be able to use them to make very, very many beautiful things. This is just but a small grain of sand in the beach. We've done a lot, but it's very little. There's still so much more. So we encourage you to keep that thing you think is trash. We find it as gold. So please keep it, and we'll be able to make the best out of it.
Finally, we learned that recycling is the best thing to do, which is what Makele Youth Drive Center is trying to educate young people as well as the society. You at home who is watching, I believe there's something you've thrown away which you can reuse or recycle, thus making planet Earth a happy place to be. My name is Mwende, right here at Makele Youth Center.